This is the National Training and Education Resource. I'd like to take this course titled Blower Door Basics. I see that it has 5 parts. Well, I'll start by signing into the course. I'll start with the first section, Setting Up a Blower Door, Part 1.
A blower door consists of a fan mounted in a door panel. The panel on this model is made of nylon fabric. Its purpose is simply to stop air so all the air flows through the fan. The fan is very powerful, and it's calibrated so an operator can measure the amount of air flowing through it. The manometer reads both airflow through the fan and pressure differences throughout the building. Mouse over each label to explore the functions of the blower door parts. In the standard manometer setup shown here, the green hose coming from outside is attached to the reference tap on channel A, while the input tap above it is open to the inside of the building. In this arrangement, channel A is reading building pressure with respect to outside. The red hose coming from the fan is attached to the input tap of channel B, while the reference tap is open to the building. It is reading fan pressure with respect to inside. This pressure is converted to a rate of airflow.
This preview will give you an idea of the steps for setting up one type of blower door in an exterior door. Be sure to familiarize yourself with the instruction manual for the specific blower door model your crew is using. The demonstration you will see here shows one way of doing it, but there are lots of tricks and doing it well requires practice. First, find an open area of floor and lay out the pieces of the frame. The 2 long pieces are the sides. There is a short crossbar as well as the bottom and the top of the frame. Make sure all the knobs face up and the cam locks are in the relaxed position. Slide the corners together until they lock. When the 4 corners are locked together, loosen the knobs so that the length of each side can be extended. Before putting the fabric panel on, rough fit the frame in the doorway. Butt the frame against the door jamb and tighten the knobs, but keep the cam locks in the relaxed position. You will need room for the panel to wrap around the frame on all sides. Next, unroll the fabric panel and hang it on the door with the Velcro facing towards you. Stand the frame on the bottom edge of the panel. Pull the panel up so there is a large flap at the top. Fold the sides of the panel over, securing the Velcro, and fold the top flap down before standing the frame in the doorway. Make sure the knobs are tight and lock the cams. Now thread the hose through one of the small ports in the panel. Pull about 15 feet of hose through the door, or more if you need to get the end of the hose beyond a porch or other enclosed area. Pay attention to where the hose runs. Make sure it doesn't have any kinks or snarls in it, and that the end is not in a puddle or snow or otherwise blocked. Last, install the crossbar, snapping the ends into the slots at each side. The bottom row of slots are the most common ones to use, but this will depend on the fan you have. Snug the crossbar into position using the cam levers. Insert the fan in the panel opening. Make sure the hose tap on top of the fan is facing inside. This way, the fan is blowing out. Depending on how the threshold of the door is configured, the fan may not be stable sitting in the doorway. To keep it secure, Use the hook and loop strap, securing the top handle of the fan tight to the crossbar on the frame. During this setup, you will leave the fan cover on until you zero out the manometer, as we'll describe in the next sequence. Here, we'll take a moment to explore what the rings are that make up the cover. The cover on this fan model is actually made up of 3 pieces, an A ring, and a B ring, and a cover that seals off the hole. This small cover is sometimes called the no-flow plate as well. Without any rings, the fan is in the open fan configuration. The outer ring, referred to as the A ring, reduces the size of the fan opening. The inner ring, or B ring, chokes the size of the opening down even more. Most houses are tested in the open fan configuration, but if the house is built tightly, the A ring may be appropriate. Just remember, whatever displays as the config on the manometer readout must correspond to how you have the fans set up.
At the beginning of every job, the crew will test in to find the home's total air leakage. More blower door tests will be taken to gauge the crew's progress while air sealing progresses. And at the end of the job, an inspector typically tests out to get a final reading on the improvements made. For all of these blower door tests, it's important to always use the same doorway and to always calibrate the manometer. Only by establishing the same test conditions can the results be accurately compared. Before you run a blower door test, explore the house. Locate the conditions that would make running a depressurization test risky. Once it has been decided that a depressurization test is safe to run, the house must be prepared for the test. Use the checklist shown here to investigate the steps you need to take.
Close all exterior doors and windows, including storm windows and doors. Latch them closed as they would be during the winter. Cover window AC units with plastic. Any large opening in the building's shell can make it impossible to run the test effectively. So broken or missing windows or doors, missing hatch covers, or any holes in the building shell should be repaired prior to running the test.
Open interior doors so that all indoor areas within the thermal boundary of the home are connected to the blower door. Look throughout the house for loose wall and ceiling finishes, such as rotten wall plaster, fragile ceiling tiles, or other surface treatments that could collapse under negative pressure. Also, look for any items that may become dislocated during the test, and secure or remove items with homeowner's permission. To relieve pressure and avoid problems with suspended ceilings, remove one tile near the center of the ceiling.
Wow! I completed the blower door basic course.